Hi guys, jumping into more puzzles. Let's get right into it. So this one here, um, material. Wow, we've just lost a rook, potentially for a knight. If we can trap it, um, we've got a discovery here with the queen, which looks very, very promising. In fact, that doesn't win a queen because the queen can block the discovered check. Um, that's worth looking at. Um, is this something that forces the king to move? Um, Either to take the bishop or presumably to go to the square. Not seeing an immediate follow-up to that. Um, this is the most interesting one to me because we're threatening the rook. The king's in check. She has multiple options there. Again, the queen seems kind of logical. Um, how can we capitalize on this? Um, I mean, we could just, I don't know, let's say here, queen here, trade queens, and let's say bishop takes. Because if the bishop takes here, it's removing the escape route for the knight as well. But the only other option is king takes, which doesn't seem very pleasant. Um, Granted, the queens are off the board. Maybe it's a little bit safer than normal. We're a bit underdeveloped over here. But yeah, so here, here, queen takes. Let's say king takes, bishop takes. He wants to try and save his knight, I guess. Um, Also, I guess this possibility. I don't think. Hmm, that's kind of an interesting one. Sort of locks the bishop and knight in place, but is quite invasive into our position. I guess the king goes here. You know, ideally, we want the castle long, which would attack the knight. Hmm. Also, some sort of idea of queen here, threatening checkmate. Like maybe the discovery is not the way to go. Maybe let's consider this. Like let's threaten checkmate, whilst still threatening bishop takes here. So I feel like the only realistic way to defend that, like he does not want the castle here, because, you know, all these pieces are looking at the king. Um, Again, we are down a rook, have to bear that in mind. So we either have to gain back a significant amount of material or checkmate um, in order to win this one. So this is definitely interesting. Um, I guess queen here is an option. So I'm pinning this bishop to our king. and defending the checkmate. Um, hmm. Another point worth mentioning is, in this line, queen here, trade queens, say king takes. Bishop takes. The king here is supporting this pawn forward, which is kind of potentially trapping our bishop. Bishop here is kind of interesting. Like, it stops both the queen and this bishop from blocking the check. So that would actually force the king. In fact, he has to block with the queen. And is that not just checkmate? Like, I didn't even see that at first, but this is very interesting. So, the only legal move is queen here, because the king can't go here because the bishop's now covering it. The bishop is sort of blocking this guy from defending, if we go here. So, here, here. This is just checkmate, surely? Let's try that. Okay, he's got a sort of spite block with the bishop. I don't think that works. Nice. That was kind of a tough one because there was some pretty interesting candidate moves there that looked to have potential. Pretty complex. But I'm happy we got that one. That was only rated 2357. Kind of surprised at that. So this is such an unnatural looking move. It's difficult to spot this kind of thing sometimes. But anyway, let's carry on. So here, what the hell's going on here? This is quite a, well, it's not just mate in one. No, it's not. The knight can block. We can double up the attack, threatening checkmate. But then his queen becomes active. The queen can check us here. Can our king sort of make a run for it? Potentially here. No, then he has check here. Then king here. I feel like that's it. Obviously not. Kind of rushed that one a little bit. Something to be very wary of. This is 2469. I guess a move I should have looked at as well. Yeah, is queen here. Like, one thing I would say about puzzles in general is, like, if you've got checks, this is one of the first things you should be looking at for candidate moves, is checks. And if there's more than one, you should consider them both. Like if you don't definitively have checkmate here, I thought we did personally, but maybe there's a way to defend. Like I guess actually bishop here, defends the knight, which ended up here in the first variation. So I didn't see that either. But this looks better because if we go here, if he goes this way, the knight then comes in with check. In fact, that's checkmate. And if he goes this way, then we play this. And now, yes, the knight can block, but it's not defended by the king anymore. The king's now here. So then we just take, and that's checkmate. So I think that's, yeah. Yeah, so that was a little bit rushed. Could have got that one if I followed my own rules, which is, you have to consider all checks. Especially if something like that first variation was, I mean, we'll just disprove it completely now on the analysis. So, yeah, what was it we did? Queen here. That is close to losing. It's not necessarily losing, it's minus 0.81. Yeah, the queen blocks, sorry, the knight blocks, and then we win a bishop. So moving the knight here is really bad, apparently. Like doing this. Not quite sure why that's so much worse, because I don't know. I'm not going to go too much more into this one. But yeah, the lesson from this one is just look at all the checks. You might even, in some puzzles I've done, you discover that a check is actually a checkmate in one. Like some puzzles do come up like that, and it's just not an obvious move or something. But yeah, that's fine. Don't know why that says unrated now. That's a bit weird. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully see you in the next one. Hope this was enjoyable in some way. Cheers. Bye.